Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Reading with Miss Reinhardt. Today we are going to read one of my favorite books. This book is by Walt Disney and it is Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. I am very excited to read this book with you guys, so let's get started. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. All right. Here are all the seven dwarfs. As you can see, we have Bashful, Sneezy, Happy, Doc, Dopey, Grumpy, and Sleepy. It was early morning in the forest. The seven dwarfs were going to work in the diamond mine. They sang as they marched along. Hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off to work we go. Suddenly, their friend Bluebird appeared. He had something important to tell them. The dwarfs stopped to listen. Good news, said Bluebird. I have just come from Snow White's castle. How is Snow White? Asked Doc, the leader of the dwarfs. She is well, said Bluebird. She and the prince are coming to the forest this afternoon to visit you. That is wonderful, said the dwarf named Happy. We have not seen her in a long time, said Grumpy. We should do something special for her. Everyone agreed with him. The dwarfs worked happily that day because they knew that Snow White was coming for a visit, but they could not think of anything special to do for her. Then Dopey found a big, beautiful diamond. We will give it to Snow White as a present, said Doc. Even Grumpy agreed it was the perfect gift for their friends. The dwarfs stopped work early that day. Dopey carried the diamond proudly as they marched home. They sang together, hi-ho, hi-ho, it's off to work we go. When the dwarfs opened the door of their cottage, they saw there was work to do. They had left their little house a mess. Things were out of place. There were dishes everywhere. They wanted the house to be clean for Snow White. So Sleepy swept the stairs. Dopey piled up the dirty dishes, and Doc washed them. A squirrel and little bird dusted the corners. Grumpy mopped the floors and made them shine. Doc cooked a delicious dinner. Dopey and his friends picked wild flowers for the table. Now we are ready, said Doc. Dopey, you put the diamond at Snow White's place at the table. But where was the diamond? No one seemed to know. Now, after all their hard work, they could not find their gift for Snow White. You had it last, Sneezy said to Happy. I did not. You, said Happy, you did. Grumpy pointed a finger at Bashful. I bet you lost it, Bashful, he said grumpily. But they knew the only thing to do was to look for another diamond. They searched high and low, but they could not find the diamond. Suddenly Bluebird appeared. Snow White and the princess are on the way, he said. They will be here soon. Oh no, cried Doc. What are we going to do? He had a beautiful diamond for Snow White. And now it is gone, said Grumpy. Bluebird, can you help us? Asked Sleepy. I think I know where the diamond is, said Bluebird. Follow me. Off they went, with Bluebird in the lead. He flew to a tall tree where an angry old magpie had a nest. Something in the nest was sparkling. They knew it was the diamond. You give us the diamond, Doc said to Magpie. But the magpie did not move. The dwarfs stood on each other's shoulders to get the diamond. Sleepy was on the top, but he did not dare reach for the diamond. He was afraid of the angry magpie. Finally, Bluebird and his friends swooped down and chased the magpie away from his nest. "I have it," said Sleepy, as he held up the diamonds. Suddenly, Sneezy went, "Achoo!" All the dwarfs came tumbling down. Sleepy landed on the top of the pile. He was still holding the sparkling jewel. "Let's hurry," said Bluebird. "Snow White and the Prince will reach the cottage any minute." The little men ran down the patch. Dot held on to the diamond while his friend the deer gave him a ride. They reached the cottage before Snow White. Dopey put the diamond carefully on the table. Then Snow White and the Prince arrived in their royal carriage. The dwarfs bowed before their honored guests. Snow White and the Prince bowed too. They went inside for dinner. "Everything looks lovely," said Snow White, "and that's the beautiful diamonds." "It is for you, Snow White," said the dwarfs. Snow White thanked them and gave them each a kiss. After dinner, 3 of the dwarfs played lively music. Snow White danced with the prince, then she danced with the dwarfs. The hours flew by. It was very late when Snow White and the prince went home to the castle. The dwarfs waved goodbye to them as they rode away. "What a wonderful night," said the dwarfs as they climbed into bed. "I'm glad we did something special for dear Snow White," said Dot. The dwarfs all nodded and closed their sleepy eyes. The end. That is one of my favorite books just because the message behind the story. They did something very nice and worked very hard for Snow White. I hope you guys like the book as much as I do. I encourage you guys to make a reading map of what we read. I want you guys to map out the middle, the beginning, middle, and the end. I'll see you next time. Bye.